Command codes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Hello, Captains, and welcome to Priority 1's very first unboxing. So, during Thanksgiving break, I decided to do a little bit of retail therapy. And what better way than to indulge my Trekdom and print my Star Trek Online ship. That's right, my exact customized ship, custom to me, that I play in game, 3D printed by GamePrint. Now, there's a little bit of a story to tell here. Back in 2016, Cryptic Studios had announced a partnership with a 3D printer to have players' ships printed. And in 2016, at Star Trek Mission New York, I had the opportunity of actually holding the ship and seeing it up close and personal. And I have to admit, I really wasn't impressed. What you saw in the 3D print were those layers that happen each time the printer goes through. And the colors were quite faded. I really wasn't ready to drop $300 on a ship. Well, as time went on, we discovered that partnership had fallen through, and a new company was selected to actually do the prints for players. And that company was GamePrint. So, like I said, over Thanksgiving break, I was looking at the company again. Again, kind of cautiously optimistic at what they might have done. And I even joined a Facebook group. And that's what got me, was joining the GamePrint Facebook group. Because other players, like yourselves, like myself, started to show pictures of the ships that they were receiving. And when it first launched, GamePrint had offered several variants. You could print just a ship with a solid color or a primer for you to print yourself. Or you could spend a significant amount of money and have the ship actually hand-painted for you. But I was not about to drop over $500 for a ship. There's no way. That's not in my budget. But over Thanksgiving break, as I was looking at the ships, people started posting, and it got to the point where I had to ask other players, people who had their ships printed, is this somebody hand-painted, or was it 3D printed this way? And their response was that it was 3D printed, which I thought was remarkable, how crisp and clear and bright the colors were. So they had a sale going on over Black Friday, and I pulled the trigger and had my Prometheus variant, the Hestia, printed with an Aegis set, Aegis shield to be specific. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox it. Ooh, peanuts! I wonder if they're biodegradable and dissolve in water. I'll be right back. Let's see. Let's see what happens at the end of this film. All right, let's put the blades away. Children underage, don't run with scissors or play with knives. All right. You know what? Let's play some little montage here as I unbox this.
We're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage.
I'm trying to avoid getting peanuts all over the place. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is, wrapped in bubble wrap so carefully. Mm-hmm. Okay, we've got some cards. A little green smiley face or a sad face if you're not happy. It looks like it's how to contact GamePrint. Now, one of the promotions that they had was that, for Black Friday rather, was that you got a stand with it. Hold on. Let's put this on my piano. Yeah, all right, fine. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna have fun cleaning that up. All right, so metal stand. Okay, this looks like the plate. This looks like what the ship rests on. All right. All right, I'm gonna open up the gloves and I'm gonna put on these neat little collector's white gloves that I got at Hobby Lobby. You know, it's my ship. I don't want to damage it. Oh, look, an extra peanut fill. Oh, man. I am liking what I am seeing. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is actually beautiful. Stunning. So, as I mentioned earlier, when in 2016, when we were at Mission New York, the original company who had 3D printed ships, you could see the layering, right? It was just these thin lines going down layer by layer. You don't see that here. Well, only slightly. It's very fine. I mean, oh, and these colors are gorgeous. So, like I mentioned earlier, I wasn't about to spend a stupid amount of money having my ship custom painted. I figured I don't have time to do it myself, nor do I have the patience or steady hand to do it. Either I'll wait or maybe get a solid color ship when they became available. But they started 3D printing in color. And I have to say that these colors are absolutely gorgeous. The contrast, the detail on the nacelles where the delta is, right at the Bursard collector, and then down is just so fine and just so detailed. One of the things I like about the pylons is that it's texture. It's textured. It's, you know, it's each little rectangle is beveled. Oh, this is really stunning. So like I said earlier, I had decided to do a Prometheus variant with the Aegis shield, and then an Andromeda, the decal options. Anthony didn't like that. He says that my ship looks ugly. I don't care. I love this ship. So you see the honeycomb detail on the Bursard collectors, which is beautiful. As I move along the ship, all right. So one thing is the text, right? So this ship I had named the USS Logos, yes, after the Matrix. And I'm not sure why, but the O on the Logos isn't closed, and you can't really see the G. The text, the NCC 10-1984, is also a little blurry. Now, something to take note of. If you join the Facebook group, you're going to see a lot of people posting pictures of their images in various sizes. And the text on ships that were printed before I even received mine looks much sharper. So I'm wondering if that has to do with the Aegis set that I had put on here. We'll have to get them on to talk about the printing process to figure things out. But honestly, right now, for the price that I paid, I am unbelievably pleased. I mean, here on the Impulse engines, you see this red detail along the back is just absolutely gorgeous. The bridge is, again, beveled up. Everything is in layers. It's almost like you can see every deck of the ship. This is absolutely stunning. So, all right, let's put it on the stand. Let's see what happens. Very carefully. Is this dissolving? Oh, man, it's dissolving. One of them is dissolving. Look, GamePrint is looking after the environment. All right, so this goes in here. This goes on top. Okay, so the stand was actually custom designed by GamePrint. They had gone through several iterations of the stand. And actually, my ship was a little delayed for that reason because they were working on designing a stand that could be sent with this. So let's see here. All right. That's pretty good. Now, so one thing about this stand that I'm noticing right now is that it's really tall, right? So I feel as though the center of gravity, just by putting it now, is a little off. I may end up purchasing a separate stand for this, or just make sure that it's on a steady surface. One recurring thing that I have seen from the Facebook group is that these ships are in fact very fragile. I mean, my understanding is that these are printed and not pieced together, but printed as one entire unit, one entire piece. So I can imagine that, along the nacelles connecting to the pylons, that's a very thin piece of connectivity. So if this falls, it's quite likely that it'll break. But I have to say, I am absolutely stunned by the quality of this print. I mean, this is my ship in Star Trek Online. This is the ship that I fly most and enjoy flying most. This is unique to me, and I absolutely love it. I am so pleased, and I find that it was absolutely worth the purchase. And I will display this proudly. I'm absolutely stunned, and I was really cautiously apprehensive. Like I said earlier, 3D printing is not a replicating service yet. You're not getting the exact same thing that you might see on screen, and there might be some compromises that you will end up seeing and making. But again, for the price overall, I am absolutely happy with this and will display it proudly. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So one thing that as I was, sharing my experience in the purchase of the GamePrint ship was, I can't decide what ship to get. My process in selecting this Prometheus variant was that I couldn't get this ship from another provider, right? This is not a ship that I can just go online and purchase. Sure, I can get a Prometheus, but it's not my Prometheus. So my advice to you is to either select a ship that you cannot easily get, or select that ship and kit bash it a little bit to make it uniquely yours, or go for something that hasn't been done before. GamePrint has a remarkable library of ships that have already been pre-printed that you can actually go to GamePrint.com and look at that library, or upload your own ship. Upload a non-Federation ship. Upload an alien ship, and it's quite possible that they'll be able to print it. And again, it's your ship. So to answer the question, I don't know which to decide, well, it's what ship means most to you. What ship are you flying in the game that you enjoy the most? Because I'm telling you right now, I am unbelievably pleased with the quality of this ship. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So overall, I would do it again. I would print another ship again. And you know what I might do? I might do a battle cruiser, a variant of the Fleet battle cruiser, because that's the other ship that I fly, or something unique. Have fun with it. The other thing, like I mentioned earlier, is that GamePrint now opened up their library. So what you can do is, if somebody else printed a ship that is close to yours or identical to yours, you can go select it and actually change the registry and the name of the ship to be your name, which is great. That's fantastic. You don't even have to go through the process of logging into Stowe and selecting the ship. Yeah, I am pleased that I spent the money on it. Again, this I purchased with my own funds, and I am absolutely pleased. The therapy worked. I am happy. Well, that wraps it up for our very first unboxing here at Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. We hope that you enjoyed it and that it's the first of many, and we ask that you forgive us for any hiccups that might have happened in the video. We hope to improve it as we continue to do these. Now, you can catch Priority One Podcast every Friday by pointing your podcast catcher to feeds.priorityonepodcast.com, or just look us up via the Roddenberry Podcast Network by searching for Roddenberry wherever you get your podcasts. You can also catch us live on Tuesday nights on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube. Again, just search for Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. We go live Tuesday nights at 11:30 p.m. right after Mission Log Live. Until then, Captains, without you, none of this would be possible.